Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What's Up, New London. I am your host, Steve, coming to you from the WUNL studio. Well, folks, I've been playing around with this podcast here for about 9 months now. And when I first started, in fact, when I posted the first episode, I got a couple comments back saying, we want video. And at the time, I was having enough of a challenge figuring out how to use all the audio editing software and try to make it sound halfway decent. But now I think it's time we're going to try and take another step and start doing some video. So hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Some technical things to talk about is the Buzzsprout, Spotify, those places that we're hosting the audio podcast only do audio. So the video is going to be posted over on YouTube and then it'll be shared to Facebook. But for the time being, I'm still going to try to upload the audio portion to Buzzsprout, but if we continue with the video format, we'll be moving strictly to YouTube. So that's that update. Stick around. I'll be right back in a few minutes with some community event updates, some announcements, and then we'll take a look at some New London history. Thanks. Well, now let's take a look at some upcoming community events. Monday, July 10th, the Inspire New London Concert at the Gazebo Series gets fired back up. They're taking a little break over the holiday week, but they'll be back on Monday, July 10th. Entertainment that evening will be provided by Township 26, and the food will be provided by Mellow Yellow Pizzeria. So be sure to keep that on your calendar. And coming up on Saturday, July 17th, the Wildcat Varsity Cheerleaders will have a car wash at the Amico station from 10 till noon. If you remember, they had a car wash scheduled last month, but Mother Nature didn't cooperate, so they're going to give it another shot. Stop down there, get your car washed, all by donation, and all proceeds go to the varsity cheerleaders. And I know I talked about it before, but I just want to make sure everybody remembers that Saturday, July 22nd is going to be a real busy day here in the village. Things get kicked off that morning at 8 a.m. out at Millstone with the Who London golf outing that day. Sure to be a great time. Round of golf, enjoy some food and friends. And also that day, that afternoon from 3 to 7, uptown on Main Street, Inspire New London will be holding their third annual Christmas in July. And if you get a round of golf in, you get a little Christmas in, then finish off the day with a Rockin' the Res. Rockin' the Res will be going on. The bands will be playing from 3 to 10 p.m., followed by fireworks over the water. There will be a beer tent. There'll be food vendors on site. Tickets are just $15 for adults and $5 for those 15 and under. Be sure to stop out. It's going to be a great time. Well, I've seen a couple articles in the news the last few days about the cost of a postage stamp going up again. It got me thinking. I think last time I bought stamps was probably when Jennifer was in basic training. We live in an era of instant electronic communication, but I also thought, well, maybe it'd be neat to take a look back at the mail in the very early days of the village. So that's where we're going to go for this look back at New London history. The general excitement of the time was the hope of having mail delivered. As early as 1809, Benoni Brown carried mail from Cleveland to Maumee. There were no roads, so he traveled on foot, taking 2 weeks to make the round trip. The Black Swamp could not be traversed in one day, so he slept at night on fallen tree trunks. Often he had to wade 40 miles through water. John Fleming's trading post was the only habitation on the route. The first mail through the Firelands was from the lake to Mansfield. This was in 1809, 1810, when Abijah Comstocks was the last cabin going south. And for the first 2 or 3 years, the mail was carried by a Mr. Facer. During this period, he saw only 3 or 4 white men, but remarked that none of the many Indians ever gave him any trouble. Andrew Brewster was the next carrier. The wolves were so numerous and dangerous on the route from the lake through New Haven Township to Mansfield that he never dismounted his horse. He made a bowl-like hole in the side of a tree for his horse's feed box. And neither the envelope nor the postage stamp had been introduced yet. A letter was written on a sheet of foolscap paper in such a way that a blank space was left for the address. The sheet was folded so that one side could be tucked into the other and sealed with a drop of wax. It cost 25 cents to have a letter delivered from the East, paid by the recipient. Often the postage was paid with a coonskin. Now, postmaster did have to deliver any prepaid letters. At first, the settlers had to go to Huron to get mail, but Through the influence of Almond Ruggles, a post office was opened in Norwalk August 6 of 1816. In 1821, the post office was in Peter Kinsley's store. In 1828, a weekly round trip was made from Tiffin to Clinton, now known as Fitchville. Squire Palmer of Clinton was the first to carry mail from Tiffin. Tracy Case and Hosea Townsend brought it from Clinton to the store of Isaac P. Case, who served as the postmaster in New London. So now you know a little bit more about the history in the very early days of the village and how it could take weeks or months to get a letter. Postage was pretty inexpensive, but it sure wasn't fast. Well, folks, that's it for this episode and my first attempt at video. Let me know what you think. I know hopefully I'll certainly get a little better at the video editing process as time goes by, but bear with me. If you've got any ideas or if you've got community events, nonprofit events, or just items of interest that you'd like to hear discussed, by all means get with me. And don't forget, until next time, stay safe and God bless the United States of America.